Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Lisa Palmer.
Leah Mae Dean.
The mic's right here.
Leah Mae Dean.
And we're coming to you live from Central Florida on the topic of back to school, best prep for kids, and beautiful outcomes. And so Leah asked to be my special guest tonight. What? She kind of decided that she wanted to tell you guys some stuff on back to school. Now Leah does homeschool, has always done homeschool. And so when it comes to, I guess, back to school, well, you go to school year round.
No summer break.
No summer break. How many books do you think you've read this summer?
Close to 100, if not 100.
Yeah, she's read a lot of books. She goes to the library almost every week. And how many books do you think you read last week?
10, 15.
Yeah, you read a lot. You read a lot of books. What's your favorite kind of book?
Nancy Drew, whatever after, like fairy tales. Nancy Drew Diaries.
You like the Happy
Cupcake Diaries.
Cupcake Diaries and Happy Hollisters.
Yeah, Happy
Hollisters. Yeah, so you read a lot of books, which is awesome.
I don't really have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite. She constantly is reading, which is awesome. And then what did you want to teach them on, like back to school, what to eat, what to drink?
You start. It's your show.
Oh, well, you decided to be in my show, so I figured that you could help me.
Yes, but I don't get to take over it.
Oh, you don't get to take over. Okay, so back to school, what I wanted to tell you guys is we're starting to see, so in Florida here, kids are going back to school in Seminole County, Volusia County, Orange County very, very soon. Some of them are starting next week, and things that parents can do for back to school prep. Robin, hey, Jonathan, wants to talk about the full moon. And so with back to school, sometimes parents get a little stressed. The schedule changes, getting kids to school on time, after school activities, buying clothes, buying school supplies, what are they going to eat? And so what you feed your kids before school is very important. I remember growing up, my mom would have bowls on the kitchen table, and she would put Cheerios in milk, and I never really ate it because I didn't really like Cheerios. And I wasn't a morning person. Part of the reason why I wasn't a morning person is because my stomach was a little bit not good in the morning. And so I just figured I wasn't a morning person. And then later in life, when I got into holistic healthcare, realized that I wasn't a morning person. One, because my endocrine system or my thyroid gland was very tired when I was in high school, and I could sleep like 12 hours and still be tired. When I got into college, I could pull the alarm clock out of the wall and think I hit the snooze button and still sleep because my endocrine system, my thyroid was tired. And so I felt tired, and I kind of pushed through that. But also I had parasites. And so parasites can make your stomach a little not good in the morning. It can make you bloated. It can make you not want to eat in the morning. It could make you crave sweets like cookies and candies and ice cream and that kind of stuff. You never crave any of that, right? Actually, Leah last night took chia seeds, and chia is a very good nutrient. It's good if you can't do what?
It's a very good poop recipe.
Yeah, you got to get in here if you're going to talk so they can hear you.
It's a very good poop recipe.
Yeah, so it's good if you need to poop. And then she took, what else did you put in the chia?
I put coconut sugar, cream, water, and cacao powder.
And what's cacao powder?
Like ground up chocolate.
Yeah, ground up chocolate. And hey, Nene's on. Say hi.
Hello.
Nene. And so she made a chocolate dessert. So the chocolate comes from cacao powder. Oh yeah, say hi to me later, Renee. I see who your favorite is. Okay. Hey, Renee. Hey, Robin. Hi, Jonathan. Oh no, Jonathan's stressed. And so chocolate chia pudding is what Leah made. Now, you do not have to put the coconut sugar in. Someone has sweet teeth, probably because, she's got parasites. But you could put chia seeds, soak them in water. If you could put a little bit of organic vanilla in there, organic cacao powder.
Vanilla and chocolate do not mix.
Oh, well, you could put organic cacao, which is what she did, and she made a great dessert. And I'm sure we'll all be very regular tomorrow.
We ate all of it.
We ate all the chia pudding already? Wow.
I did.
It was very tasty. It was tasty. And so back to school, breakfast is important. So I started to talk about how my mom would make cereal. I don't like cereal. Unfortunately, a lot of cereals are very high in a chemical called glyphosate. Glyphosate is the chemical found in Roundup, which is a herbicide. It kills weeds. And so unfortunately, a lot of mainstream cereals are not so good. A lot of the main, so Leah wants to put the chia recipe. Come over here. You can type the recipe in the chat. So Leah's going to type her recipe, not my recipe. She's going to type her chocolate chia pudding recipe in the chat for you guys. And so what would be a better breakfast option? Maybe you can boil some hard-boiled eggs and have hard-boiled eggs with some sea salt, maybe some sunny side up or some scrambled eggs, some kind of protein like bacon, chicken, roast beef. Anything would be better than cereal and waffles. Whatever your child starts off with in the morning is going to set the tone for the day. So if you're giving them a lot of sugar, it's going to be really, really hard for them to concentrate in school. And it'll be hard for them to sit still. Unfortunately, some of the cereals with the colors in it have red dyes and yellow dyes, which have been linked to hyperactivity. So that also would make it difficult for your child to concentrate. Other tips is you could, this one likes to do this, lay out your clothes the day before.
Sometimes I only do that when I'm like traveling.
So when we're traveling, she'll like to put what she's going to wear when we're traveling on an airplane the next day, ready to go. Make sure that backpacks are ready to go. So those are good tips. And then if the mom or the dad is really, really stressed, unfortunately, that also can make the child feel stressed. If the mom's panicking and rushed and not prepared, that can spill over into the child and make them rushed. There are homeopathics that can help with the physical effects of stress. One of them is called Relaxtone. And so Relaxtone can help with the nervous system, can help calm down the nervous system. Another one is called Adrenal Tone from Energetics. That can help to calm down the nervous system because the nervous system will speed up. The heart will race, might feel irritable, anxious, those types of things. And then the best prep. So knowing, okay, what time do you have to leave on the first day of school? Because we all know traffic's going to be horrible. So what time do you have to leave on the first day of school to get there calmly? Can you go to the school before school starts to find the classroom? Can you go to meet a teacher and get to meet your teacher before school starts? That's amazing. Can you form a network in your neighborhood where different moms drive on different days? So you kind of get a break from that. I remember when I was in middle school, some of the moms in the neighborhood took turns dropping the kids off in the morning, which was great because moms got a little bit of a break. And then when some friends started driving, we could drive each other to school, which is cool, but also could be stressful. So what can you do to make back to school easier? What can you prep in the morning for food? What can you pack for lunches? So you can put in the chat what you like to eat for school lunches. And then stress also decreases the immune system. And so now is a good time to increase vitamin C. Now is a good time to increase certain supplementation like zinc that can help to boost the immune system. Now is a good time to start to go to bed earlier. So the other night, my neighbor's kids were up till like 1 in the morning and woke me up, which I was not happy about. And so if the summer schedule got a little bit to the point where people are staying up too late, including parents, now is the time to start to get a more regular bedtime because then it'll make it easier to wake up. And so that is really, really good back to school prep. Now in Florida, when it comes to, I get the question, Dr. Palmer, does my child need to be fully vaccinated to attend public school in Florida? And the answer is no. Do they need to be vaccinated to attend private school or even daycare? And the answer is no. In Florida, we do have religious exemption. And so in order to get a religious exemption, in order to not have to do vaccines, it does not matter what your religion is. you must go to your county Department of Health. And so if you live in Seminole County, you must go to the Seminole County Department of Health. If you live in Orange County, you must go to the Orange County Department of Health. If you live in Volusia County, you must go to the Volusia County Department of Health, or Dade County or Broward County or whatever county that you're in. And you must fill out the DH form. So it's DH 681. And there's a section in there for the Department of Health nurse to fill out. And so the Department of Health, you fill that form out, you see the nurse. The nurse fills out the form. When my husband went, she didn't even ask any questions. She filled out the form, handed it back, and then it goes on file in your school, in your child's school or daycare or private school. You should make a copy of it and you fill it out once, and that is it. Okay, so it is not a very, very complicated process. In Florida, it's pretty easy. Other states have other exemptions. Some people have a philosophical exemption. Some have medical exemptions. Some states don't have any exemptions, like California has no exemptions. And so you can find out your state's exemptions. And hopefully you live in a state that does have exemptions, and then your child could be receive an exemption for no vaccines. Now, in medical exemptions, if your child has a dairy allergy or an egg allergy or a peanut allergy or seasonal allergies, their medical doctor may deem them exempt for receiving vaccines. Why is that? Well, some vaccines may contain dairy. They may contain peanut oil. They may contain peanuts, dairy, and glyphosate, other types of forms of things that can be allergens. And therefore, that child may be exempt medically. Now, I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't say that the medical doctor will do that. But we have seen cases where children will qualify for a medical exemption due to having certain allergies or previous vaccine reactions. Hey, Ethan. So Leah is very busy typing in her chocolate chia pudding recipe for you guys. I do not recommend chocolate chia pudding for breakfast. I do recommend it for a healthier dessert after a high protein dinner. So what did we have for dinner tonight? What did Ethan miss out on? It was Taco Tuesday. So I went to Publix. Got the White Oak organic ground beef. I sauteed the ground beef in a pan, a stainless steel pan with no oil, because the fat from the beef, it will make enough moisture to cook in. I like to use the Siete taco seasoning. It is a very clean taco seasoning. It's tasty. She likes mild. Our friend Ethan likes hot. So we made him special hot ground beef or taco filling on Taco Tuesday. And then you don't need to have taco shells, because typical taco shells are made out of corn. Most corn is genetically modified, which can have negative effects on health. And so you could use Siete. Siete is a brand. Siete means 7. And they make taco shells out of yuca, which is a root, or almond flour. They have almond flour tortillas, so you can do that. Sometimes we use romaine lettuce leaves as the taco shells, which is messy but fun. Or you can make a taco salad. You can put up chopped up tomatoes. You might put cucumbers. You could make a taco, what would you even call that? Oh, you could make nachos with Siete chips that are made of what? That's what you're talking about, where you take the ground beef and you put it on Siete chips. And then you could put cheese. I'm talking about it in the bowl. Yeah. You can cut up avocado. You could put black olive, salsa, green salsa, red salsa. I mean, so many options. It's super, super fast dinner. So Tuesdays are very busy for me. And so oftentimes it is Taco Tuesday. And so that's what we had. So we had taco meat. We didn't even have a shell because Publix didn't have any of the Siete shells. I meant to bring out, we have like a spring mix, but I didn't quite get that far. So literally I had taco meat, ground beef with guacamole and some salsa. I ate that and I went and taught in the academy. And then for dessert, we had chia pudding, which was amazing. So if you need help in back to school, if your child has issues with eczema, if they're having stomach problems, if they're stressed out about school, if they suffer from headaches. I worked with a young lady who has really bad premenstrual syndrome. She has horrible menstrual cramps. She ends up on the floor crying because she's in so much pain. If you have a family member that is experiencing any symptoms like that, here at Palmer Natural Health in Central Florida, we can help. We will gather data on you, so have you fill out paperwork. We'll quantum nutrition test the information to figure out your personalized program on what do we do to rebalance your body naturally. So then what we find in clients is that their PMS decreases, they have less cramps, or their cramps go away. We see eczema clear up. We see migraines get better. We see kids with tummy problems improve. And so if you need our help, feel free to reach out to us. Our website is palmernaturalhealth.com. Leah will put the phone number in the chat and we would love to help you. Now she's still typing her recipe. Oh my goodness. So she just posted her oral recipe. So if you guys have questions, let me know. Do you have questions on back to school? Do you have questions on anything that you could do for breakfast, for lunch for back to school, on vaccine exemptions, on boosting the immune system? So you guys feel free to ask me questions. Leah is typing our office phone number in the chat, so you guys can do that. And we would love to help. We'd love to help you guys. I do get questions on, Jonathan wanted me to talk about full moons. So during full moons, the water and tides change. And what could people experience around full moons? What kind of symptoms?
Sweets. Sweet cravings.
Mm-hmm.
Not feeling good from parasites.
How would they not feel good?
Stomach aches, bloating, diarrhea.
Mm-hmm.
More of the gross.
Gross stuff, yeah. And why do parasites get worse around full moons?
You do that.
So full moons can have an effect on tides, and our body is made up with a high percentage of water. And so the full moon can have an effect on our body as well. Parasites can also have a high percentage of water and can increase their activity. And so my father, unfortunately, was in the emergency room last year, and I asked the ER doc, because we were there for a bit of time, and I said, hey, do you see an increase of activity in the emergency room around full moons? And without even skipping a beat, they were like, yeah, absolutely. We see more cases come in. We see more problems happen. It's kind of a joke, like people don't want to work on a full moon in an emergency room because how busy the shift is. Okay, so with that, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Hopefully you learned some tips on back to school, some tips on exemptions, some tips on breakfast, what you can have before school, and some tips for school lunches. Actually, we didn't talk about school lunches, but school lunches, protein. Try to drink water or electrolytes instead of sugary drinks. Leah has a really cool water bottle that she likes.
Mists.
It has a mist. Let's not do the mist on my computer though. Thank you.
Which is locked.
Yep. And so snacks that are higher in protein will help with thinking. Leah is typing her water bottle. Is this a special type of water bottle?
Mm-hmm.
And then unfortunately, sometimes what we see with water bottles is that people do not like to wash them very frequently. And so if your water bottle is dirty, then it can have bacteria or even mold in it. So do make sure if your child is using a water bottle for sports or a water bottle for school, that it is washed every single day, so it does not contain bacteria. Sometimes this one's like, my water is still good from like 2 days ago. And I'm like, yeah, no, let's wash that out.
I just washed it like a couple days ago.
Yeah, so this water bottle is going to get washed after we're done today.
No, I'm still drinking.
Mm-hmm. So so if your child has recurring sore throats or coughs, do make sure that their water bottle or their, what is the cup that you like?
What?
Stanley cups. and adults too, that you guys are washing your Stanley cups and your water bottles with soap and water every day. So the bacteria from your mouth doesn't increase in number in your water bottle, because sometimes we see patients with sore throats or coughs or issues, and it's just because their water bottle has a high bacteria load or mold load from reusing it. And that even means if it's water, right? So Renee, thanks you for your chocolate chia recipe. I had it. It was very nice. So thank you for that cool dessert today. And I hope you guys have a great evening. And those of you that are starting school, have a great back to school, whatever school year you're going into. And if we can help in any way, please reach out. Good night, everyone.
I don't know what to do.